get angry if I told you Debra Morgan is better acted than Dexter himself? Most people miss this, but Jennifer Carpenter uses subtle techniques that make her truly outact everyone. And as someone that studied hundreds of actors, today I'll expose those techniques and why even characters like Dexter never stood a chance. Now, here's the thing. Dexter Morgan is usually presented like this. Calm, relaxed movement. But his sister is presented like this.
Does that matter to you?
The truth is, Dexter has a lot more internal acting, thinking that is done in his head.
Presto manifesto.
Which is why he's overall seen as less expressionate. However, what this secretly does is it sets up the stage for Debra Morgan to steal the show, stealing it by being overly expressive. This fascinating contrast leads to many two-shot scenes where you can visually see the acting difference. Jennifer Carpenter is constantly putting in more effort because her character requires it. It makes her outact everyone she shares the screen with, whether it's Dexter himself or any other side characters. But here's the thing, just because she moves around more than other characters doesn't automatically make her the better actor. So now let's break down why her acting stands out. Because I mean, there's several characters who also fit the passionate archetype that Debra is, yet for some reason her acting is a lot more memorable.
You're very fidgety. Anyone ever tell you that?
What Lundy just stated is the perfect descriptor for Debra. She is a passionate but anxious person, subtly showing that anxiety through every single scene she's in. Here we see her fidgeting her hands when talking with Lundy, doing it throughout this entire scene. And here we witness her unconsciously smacking these files against her chair. What you start noticing is that restlessness is truly baked into every single scene, whether you noticed it or not. But subtle fidgeting is just one layer, because Carpenter harnesses even deeper tricks to show her anxiety, tricks most people never even notice.
I think that's why I became a cop. That's what he was.
Here, Debra is having a simple conversation with her crush. Everything seems normal, but I want you to notice her head movement. It shifts nervously, repeatedly moving with the restless energy Lundy spoke of, showing that anxiety in her body, not her words. And because of this, her delivery always feels authentic.
This matters to me.
We see this matters to her not because she says so, but because her head shows it. She makes it crystal clear how she feels about every piece of dialogue that is delivered to her. It is a top-level strategy that allows her lines to have emotion, repeating it over and over again.
This is over.
And speaking on top-level strategies, have you noticed how ugly Debra's smile is? What if I told you this is also strategically done? Genuine smiles are these uncontrollable, wild expressions, and Jennifer Carpenter has clearly understood that. We don't see her trying to put on a Hollywood smile. And that fact alone makes her anxious persona feel validated. When I watch this, it really feels like she's just naturally existing like this. And it's rare to find an actor that understands authentic behavior to this level. The head movements, the overly natural smiles, it all comes together to make her feel real. Compare this smile to 99% of other actors, and that difference really starts to look like night and day. In fact, if we compare this with our main character, we quickly realize his job is to behave inauthentic. He is playing a facade, a fake life, meaning every single authentic piece of acting that Debra shows, well, Dexter doesn't use it. His character for 95% of the series is this soulless blank person. And don't get me wrong, I've mentioned the pure talent it takes to play a specialized role like this, but the twist is Michael Hall had to master a select few skills to become soulless, like ensuring your eyes look dead, talking very slowly.
You stole my life.
While Carpenter has to involve a much larger variety of expressions and body part to play her character. And that outlines a clear difference between their skills. But let's now take things a step above.
I wish I could be more like you.
What if I told you this side character isn't the best actor because of the subtleties, like the way she pauses when she's listening to someone? She's the best actor because literally 30 seconds later in this exact same scene, she can bring herself to the extreme, just like that.
What the fuck are you doing?
Debra, what happened?
He grabbed me. You saw it, right? He grabbed grab me.
I think you broke my fucking nose.
Fucking grab me.
Playing out an excellent trauma response when gross men think it's okay to touch her. So if you want to see true skill, let's leave those earlier subtleties behind and move higher up in her range. Every character in Dexter is pushed to the edge maybe 2 times a season. But our poor Debra Morgan basically lives on that edge. She is constantly being provoked by her surroundings. Because of this, she has found a variety of ways to show that trauma. Firstly, she'll cleverly use her vocals.
Your name isn't even fucking Rudy Cooper, is it?
Her sentences are barely legible.
You don't talk to me, Dex.
They aren't understandable.
Just grab your house and walk the fuck away.
But that's the point. Her body can't handle the pain, and she's found a way to beautifully show that. Notice these aren't generic responses, generic yells. In every clip I played, you can hear the cracking in her voice, the pain being released. An even better example involving her mouth is when she's put up against her own brother, hiding behind a sheet of cold plastic. Here, she's faced with a challenging decision on whether to arrest these 2 murderers, Dexter and Loomis. As she processes what to do, watch how her mouth dominates this entire scene, literally unable to sit still as it processes what's going to come out next. It's the same impulsive movement we saw earlier, returning in different areas of her face. This makes it feel like her mind is in overload, completely swarmed with thoughts and feelings. I have to be so honest, you guys know what the crazier part is? None of what I just talked about comes close to her most impressive work, the absolute top of her range. Because when Debra is finally pushed over the edge in later seasons, magic happens. In season 4, when Debra faces the harsh death of Sergeant Lundy, it's one of the rare moments she goes from fidgety to complete bodily breakdown. The deaths are finally getting to her, and it's almost scary how over time we see her head refusing to stay in place, filled with constant agitation,
If I'm not hurting myself,
unable to take a proper breath. This quickly became one of the best performances in the entire show, and we're only halfway through. Because after Dexter's failed attempts at comforting her,
You're not.
everything intensifies. What you're about to hear genuinely sounds like Jennifer Carpenter having a real panic attack caught on camera.
I can't do a fucking thing about it.
It is truly spectacular how much of her body she threw into this panic attack. We witness her lunging down with her shoulder in this erratic way, almost possessed by the feeling. And that possession is something I never saw again for the remainder of this show. Breakdown after breakdown, none of these other characters could reignite this same sensation. What most people miss is the complete range of a character. What separates Jennifer Carpenter as the best is the fact we're able to glamorize her subtle, jittery acting and also the wild counterpart.
So you're gonna burst a frontal lobe out there.
Most actors only nail one side of the spectrum. Carpenter has nailed them all. It's very tough to say the same for any other actor in this show. If you want to see me break down more serial killers, click this playlist on the left and make sure you subscribe so I can see you guys next week. Bye-bye, deuces! Cha!